What's up, guys? It's your boy IDK Hoop, back with another video. Today, I guess we're gonna be talking about this Trae Young debacle. The Trae Young situation is really sticky. It's really sticky. He has not had a really strong start to the season. The Hawks are slipping, and they saw a peak of success without him on the court. Honestly, the Hawks in general are kind of in this weird position in the NBA where you're not good enough to compete and contend for a championship, yet you're also not bad enough to really capitalize on assets. Real quickly before I react to a couple of videos about it, I just wanted to give my 2 cents real quick. I think when Trae Young is engaged, when Trae Young is attempting to play defense, when Trae Young is able to put the ball in rim efficiently, he is one of the best in our league. He's always going to facilitate an offense. He's always going to be able to knock down deep threes. But essentially, what we're seeing in this season in particular is when things aren't going well, Trae Young becomes a borderline liability at times on the court. And I'm a fan of Trae Young. Been a fan for a minute now, and I'll always root for his successes and whatnot. But the truth is the truth, and above all else, the shot selection sometimes is to be desired. Jalen Johnson is emerging now as the number one, which makes him expendable. Again, the efficiency hasn't been where it needs to be. It still turns the ball over at a pretty high rate, and then defensively, it just becomes more and more glaring that Trae Young isn't playing winning basketball on that side of the court, to say the least. I still think he's really dynamic and still think he can contribute to winning basketball, but at the same time, the Hawks have kind of been dealing with this for a minute now. I hate to bring up the Cam Newton meme, but that grace that he had is not there no more, man. He's not a young player no more. Something has to give, whether it be figuring out how to get that free throw rate back up. I personally feel like he shied away from things like the floater. He stopped attacking in between the lines. So being able to rely on strictly finishing in your 6', 6'1", and deep bombs is just not going to be the most efficient way to continue attacking defenses. When the ball is not in his hands, it becomes like a lackadaisical thing. I would like for him to be more willing to do things without the ball in his hands as well. It's just a real sticky situation. That's pretty much my 2 cents on it. I don't know where he can go that'll best able him. I mean, Orlando sounds good, but he's going to bring that defense down, and you're going to lose defensive pieces that keep the Magic afloat. I've seen Milwaukee, but Milwaukee, they don't have no assets, I don't believe, for one. And let's say that the Hawks do want those players. Let's say they do want a Kevin Porter Jr. or they do want a Ryan Rollins, whatever. It's just that's not gonna get the job done. So yeah, I really don't even know what team would take him. I know that an anonymous source dropped saying that Trae Young isn't desired in the NBA, which is, I don't know, it's always a crazy thing to hear that he's not desired, and I guess his teammates don't like playing with him. you gotta take those things with a grain of salt. But I mean, if that's out there in the atmosphere, it's only going to be harder for him to really get max money while also playing winning basketball. So, real sticky situation for Trae Young. I want to see what other people have to say about it. A couple videos that I'm going to watch. Legend of Winning, for one. I've tapped in with his content for a minute, and then we're also going to tap in with Gilbert Arenas and see what they say. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like two opposite sides of the spectrum, I'd imagine, but we're going to find out right now. I haven't watched any of it, so.
Franchise player with as much talent as possible. And in my opinion, I think Atlanta did a mighty fine job. The only problem is that here we are in late December, and the Hawks are about as confusing as they have ever been. So far this season, the Hawks have a record of 15-19 with the 16th ranked offense in the NBA, a subpar.
God damn. Bro, I did not realize the Hawks fell that deep into a losing streak. I thought they was not above, but hovering 500 or closer than 15-19. Damn. Sheesh. Oof.
Our defensive rating as well, and then their net rating and just overall impact on the game just has been really, really bad. The only problem about the outcome of where we are right now in the season for Atlanta is that this is while Trae has been sidelined for all but 10 games. And so that then kind of begs the question, well, how exactly are you coming to these conclusions if Trae Young has not been available to play? But here's the problem. The Hawks have actually looked significantly better when Trae has been off of the floor. In the first 4 games of the season when Trae was healthy and playing, the Hawks had a record of 1-3, but then against the Brooklyn Nets on October 29th is when he sprained his MCL and then was sidelined for the next 22 games. Within his 22-game sample size, the Hawks had a record of 13-9, an offensive rating of 115, and defensively is where they really stood out. The Hawks were able...
I will say, I know that says that they was 7th during that time period on defense. Their defense was still mid. It still was to be desired. I saw what the Pistons did to them twice during that time frame.
To generate a defensive rating that was 113, which was fringe top 10 in the NBA within the stretch of games, and all of this resulted into a net rating of 2.1. Now, this isn't historically great, this isn't even like top of the league great, but this is certainly much better than what many people would originally anticipate if the best player on the team is sidelined. During the stretch of games, you had a plethora of young players on the Hawks really emerge as quality supplementary pieces that could transform their game to be much more impactful. The first one that immediately comes to my mind is Nickeil Walker.
Shout out Nickeil. Shout out Nickeil. He definitely was killing. But I just wanted to say this real quick, bro. Zachary Richard. Whoo, boy, that boy. No shade to him, but yeah, he's been such a disappointment, dog. Like, I'm trying to be respectful as possible because there's a lot of, boy, he's sad. He's been sad, bro. He's been so sad. Coming in, I kind of, not that I thought he was gonna be great or anything. By no means. He definitely did. I just thought he was going to be able to, at least by now, give me 13. He can't give me 10. He can't give me 10 a night. Number 1 overall pick. Yeah. Shout out to Nickeil, though. Nickeil been killing.
Alexander, as he's having a season that should put him in conversation to win most improved. Also, Onyeka and Veit made massive strides in Trae Young's absence. But the player that truly emerged was Jalen Johnson. In Trae Young's absence, the 24-year-old springboarded his name into all-star conversations and did not disappoint every single moment he got. He did so against Cleveland. I think he did so against another team as well. Like, he's had really, really great games. But watching him mature into this point forward, this player who's 6'8", and who can generate quality looks not only for himself, but from everyone on the team, has really transformed the trajectory of what this Hawks roster can truly reach, regardless if Trae is on the floor or not. This is really seen in a handful of games right before Trae came back from his injury. In the 4 games prior, Jalen was averaging 13 assists a game. 13. As a point forward, the degree of impressiveness I have seen from this 24-year-old is very, very high. Now, I must admit, with Jalen progressing to this level, I assumed that once Trae came back, that sure, there would be a bit of an alteration of what this team will look like now that he's trying to find his place on a roster that has a lot of groove. But I just assumed that someone of Trae Young's status, his offensive capability, that the one aspect that this team struggled in, which was on the offensive side of the floor, would be addressed without taking any noticeable step backs defensively. But boy, was I wrong. Since Trae has been back from his MCL injury, the Hawks have been miserable. Not only have the Hawks, they have lost every single game.
That's not a good look. That's not a good. 0-7? They on 7.
This Trae has been back. But defensively, they have fallen off the face of the map, so much so they have a defensive rating of 123.4 since Trae has been back. In every game that they have played, the opposing team has scored at bare minimum 125 points.
Sheesh.
And the pinnacle of the putrid defense that we have seen since Trae has been back was when the Hawks played Chicago, and both teams in regulation scored over 150 points. Now, I don't think I need to go on and on about how bad Trae Young is defensively. I don't think I have to explain to you that when Trae Young is on the floor so far this year, the Atlanta Hawks have a defensive rating of 126.2, and when he's off the floor, their defensive rating skyrockets all the way up to 113. I don't think I need to explain that to you. I don't think I need to show you endless clips of Trae Young being picked apart defensively by opposing teams. They're going after him play after play after play. I don't think I have to show you that. I don't think I have to show you even at the beginning of the game when he's going up against the weakest offensive player on the opposing team, they immediately attack him. I don't think I need to explain it to you. I think we all understand and comprehend Trae Young is bad at defense. But this bad is crazy. 126 when you're on the floor defensively? A team that when you were not playing had a defensive rating that was near top 10, they then drop all the way down to worse in the NBA? Historically bad defensively? You're that bad? And I'll be honest with you, before we even go into conversations about who wants Trae Young, I need people to understand that Trae looking this bad defensively on this team means that it's not just a Hawks and Trae Young problem. This is just a Trae Young problem. And that's something that needs to be thoroughly understood before people run out and start making trades, including the Hawks and including whatever team is willing to take him on. Because I do believe we are getting close to the point in Trae Young's career where the cons are outweighing the pros. Yes, Trae Young is a very talented offensive player. Yes, he is one of the best passers and playmakers in the NBA. Yes, he is extremely clutch. Yes, he is a great shot maker when he's making the shots. All those things are true. As an offensive player, that's all true. He is also a turnover machine. He is also a smaller guard looking at 30. And historically speaking, they don't really pan out too well for small guards post the age of 30. Also, inefficient. The degree of accuracy and efficiency from Trae Young, especially if he's not getting to the free throw line, plummets. And it's consistently dropped year in and year out. And I've said all of this without even touching the other side of the floor. Trae Young, I've watched some of these games, bro. Trae Young is terrible defensively. He is terrible. It's hard to watch at times how bad he is defensively, knowing what this team looks like when he was sidelined. You were very sadly mistaken. I just don't say things because I don't want to put myself on the line because I don't know how, people be chatting sometimes. But let's be clear. AD to the Hawks, when I said it about a few weeks ago, I was being very serious about that. Here we are now, and those rumors are really coming around. And I'm going to let you know right now, if you want to believe me or not, it is very real that Trae Young will more than likely be traded. Very, 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 very real. The Hawks look way too good without him. Their opportunity for them to maximize this season and next is clearly there, and they can pull all this off without having to give up as much as they thought they were originally going to have to move. If Trae Young is no longer on the roster, matching someone like Anthony Davis's contract is a breeze. It's easy. We clearly have already seen what a lot of these other young players look like in
So 80's a future Hawk. Got it. Got it. I mean, yeah. Nothing that I would disagree with. To be honest with you, everything he said, I basically said. It's nothing really to. Nothing there to really discuss. I mean, it's really obvious. So nothing there shocked me. Nothing in that video was something that like I wouldn't have said myself. Trae Young's food. He's food. He's a con. When I saw the Hawks at their best, it used to be times where he'll be active off the ball, be there for deflections and steals, use the height disadvantage to his advantage when he anticipates plays and when he's using his speed. But I mean, that doesn't even happen anymore, so it is what it is.
Narratives that just I get cringy over, and it is the notion that a team is better without their best player. For some reason, Atlanta Hawks, who got the #1 pick, that no one ever talks about, that no conversation about a #1 pick, good, bad, and no one talks of. It is the weirdest #1 pick that I have.
I will say he is getting away with murder. I hate to make this a Zachary slander, but somebody we have to talk about it. It has to be addressed how bad he is for #1 overall pick. I'm with Gilbert Arenas on this one here. Dog, you can't give me 10. You can't give me 10 a night. But that has to be talked about more. We waste too much time
covered. Let's just be safe by saying covered.
We waste way too much time having debates about old basketball and 40-year-old LeBron and OKC flopping and hacking. Zachary is getting away with murder, bro. The low video is 1000% accurate, but we can't keep letting him slide. No, oh my God, he's getting away with murder.
We hear about Cooper Flag. We hear about Wimp. We hear about all the #1 picks besides Atlanta Hawks #1 pick. Don't know how he's playing, what he's doing. Is he panning out? We don't know. What we do hear is they win a few games. They're better without Trae Young. Put it down. Whatever substance that you're taking, put it down. It is destroying the brain cells that you have left up in the cabeza, because there's no world where a 4-time All-Star, a All-NBA player, a player for his career averages 35 and 9, a team is better off without it.
25?
Other players are stepping up.
35.
They might be playing better team-oriented basketball because they can't rely on one player dominating his position. They might have to run a little bit more plays, and somebody else who has an offset is handling that. So then you want to...
I'm kind of losing me here, dog. I ain't gonna lie, dog. It is what it is, dog. Like, they are 0-7 with him coming back. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were 0-7, bro. That's and for what it's worth, bro. It might be crazy to say, but Jalen Johnson might be better than Trae. He might not even be the best player, bro. He might not be the best player on that team. We could look at the accolades and the stature of star or whatever, but I'm getting triple doubles, dog.
Use the record, which unfortunately doesn't look the way you want it to look. Okay, look, he starts off the season. They start off 2-5. Right? They start off at 2-5. It's the fucking Atlanta Hawks. They start off 2-5. They win games. It's the NBA. They're an NBA team. They do have the number one pick, right? They have players over there that's capable of winning. They win. Without them, it happens. Would it? They have won with them? Yeah. This is a team that goes to the playoffs. They done won playoff series. He is Mr. New York's biggest enemy. Well, one of two at this point, because Hallie is one now too. But he is the one player that New York, the city, genuinely hates. To move different, because it was enough time at the beginning of the season to put in new plays because he went down.
Yeah, Unc, I love you. Them sound like excuses, dog. A 7-game losing streak, 100 and damn near 30 defensive rating. Hey, some guy here, bro. Trae my guy, bro. Yeah, I don't know.
So they're on a 7-game losing streak. 2 of them games, he hasn't been a part of the team. The 2 games he hasn't been a part, they gotten boot to ass. Score 126-98 without him. 140-129. Right? They just have to adjust to Trae Young coming back. And I can tell you right now, whoever Trae Young goes to, whatever team you decide you want to trade him to for the roster you have, that team is going to get an upgrade, especially if it goes to a team and that team don't have to lose much, because he is a 25-9 guy, willing passer, great shooter, knows how to get fouled, right? You can't do no wrong. You put great defense around him. Shit, if you put him in an environment of players, shit, you trade him for Kuminga and put him with Steph. Get rid of Kuminga and Kaminsky, put him with Steph. Now you got 2 Stephs running out that motherfucker. What? Jimmy Butler playing defense, Draymond Green playing defense, and you get somebody smaller that's more agile that can actually play a lot bigger. Now you're trying to guard Trae Young and Steph doing the same thing, running around, chucking, diving, cutting, passing. Like it becomes a circus of hard to guard. He is a game changer, just haven't been in a situation to change the game because it's Atlanta. Some of you cities need to stop acting like y'all are a winning organization. Some of you guys haven't won. Some of you guys haven't had stars to even give you a chance of winning. And most of you are in situations because when you do have a star and he hasn't gotten you over the threshold due to what you've been giving him. Let's be honest. If this is a Thanksgiving dinner and he has been the turkey every year, who's making the macaroni? What player has been the macaroni? The yams, the green beans. For the most part, it's someone, and most of the players that's been with him has been some raggedy ass peas and some stuffing nobody eats. Right? Right? You gotta be a certain type of person to eat stovetop. And some of them pieces have been fruitcake, right? That's like black licorice, right? I don't know when the last time I seen fruitcake, but some of them pieces have been fruitcakes as dessert. What world do you think Trae Young? You think he's been on a deep playoff team? You think you have given him a great menu that he's dropped the ball on? No, he's never had no team that's even a threat in the East. He's done everything he can. And if you're dumb enough to trade him because you think your team is...
All right, I get where this is going. Look, man, like I said, Who's Trae Young guy? Some of the points could be valid. I don't know. It's not like I'm gonna sit here and say like John Collins is a second option is something to rave about. I mean, he wasn't even like. I guess he was kind of the second option at Utah, but yeah, we know John Collins is cool, but he ain't like we knew Trae Young's game elevated him. Also, though, I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking at it from a fair perspective, but dog, you gotta be better than that, dog. Like, I know 25-9 sound the part, but like I said, the efficiency, the shot selection, the turnovers, the defense, these are things that are just yeah. But that's who Trae Young is, though, and I do think like maybe if you figure it out, you get enough guys around him, maybe it could be kind of like a De'Aaron Fox situation where everything's better, so everything looks the part. Like, but I mean, there's already like biological disadvantages. Already 6'6", having to guard people 6'5", 6'4". I gotta hide you around someone who's about 6'8" still. And then you're gonna be under the basket from time to time. They're gonna backdoor cut on you because that's just how the league works. They're going to expose your deficiency as is, and then the lack of effort that comes with it. It's just I don't know, bro. I don't know. It might be a challenge. I do understand Gil's perspective, though, except for the fact that he's completely ignoring the kind of season Jalen Johnson's having. And if anybody were to have a talent like Jalen Johnson, that is a superstar, star in this league, pretty much, they're winning games. They're doing better than this, though. They're doing better than this. It's just, it might not be fair to do the with and without you comparisons, but when your on-off numbers are dog water, the team's net rating is different with you out of the court. Like, mathematically and logically, it's just really hard to say. You don't even need to cut the tape on at that point. If it's that glaring of a statistical difference, though, like, I don't know. I'm gonna rock with you, but ain't it gay? But I mean, there's nothing but the best for Trae Young, for real. That's my guy. I'm a huge fan of Trae Young, bro. But sometimes it is what it is, man. Like, I'm a huge Trae Young guy, though. Like, I rock with him. He's giving us some moments for sure, but I mean, how can maybe like I said, maybe it's not fair to be making comparisons about the team with and without, especially because I don't think the Hawks are that good anyway. Like, either way, they're not like gonna do anything but make the play in regardless. But come on, dog, like, can't be that bad, bro. Not when you're there and when you're not there. It's two completely different sides of the coin. Like, they can't get. So they basically like 1-10 with Trae right now in the season, and without him, they're 13-9. So it's like, damn, or something along the lines of that, which is rock with you though, Trae. I hope everything works out, and maybe another team will give it a try. But Sheesh. Sheesh. But that's gonna do it for this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate everyone that's tapped in for real. Catch y'all in the next one.